Hello everyone, and welcome again to another installment of Slammin Synapses right here on Facebook and YouTube. Once again, this segment will be submitted for possible inclusion to the PW Insider family of websites. That's pwinsider.com, pwinsiderelite.com, and pwinsiderextra.com. Elite, like I said before, is a great paid site with a lot of great audio, a lot of great video. This week they talked to a Mr. Christopher Diaz, who did a play called The Elaborate Interest of Chad Daddy. It's a film, it's a play that's wrestling based, so check out the interview. Like I said, they have lots of audio, lots of video. I doubt you'll be disappointed, because I know I am not. If you're viewing me through YouTube, you'll see a subscribe button someplace up here. Click on that, keep up to date. And if you want to drop me a comment, you'll see a box below. If you're viewing me through a phone, there's a section in there for doing both of those, so by all means take advantage of those. Today we are going to go into Summerslam a bit. Check my archives for the Summerslam results, and I want to apologize for not including the fact that Kelly defeated Beth Phoenix at SummerSlam. Failed to include that when I did it last time, so do want to apologize for that. Going to talk about two matches that happened on the show. Well, might go into the Kelly One. We'll see how time goes on that. Christian brought out Edge, and most people think what was Edge's main purpose of being there? I mean, when you think about it, Christian thought he had everything in control, had everything wrapped up. All he needed was Edge in his corner, and he'd defeat Randy Orton and walk out still the champion. But of course, Edge comes out, complains about Christian being a whiner and a complainer and trying to keep the tie with the lawyers and all that. Pretty much berated him and walked away. Now at this time, Christian's looking like, oh man, what am I going to do now? My ace in the hole just isn't there anymore. And Christian went on to put on one of the best matches of his career against Randy Orton. Now, while Christian didn't leave the match the champion, he definitely put a lot of effort and a lot of great work into that match. So, in the end, even though he lost, I mean, Christian did more for him. More was done for Christian during that match than ever before. So, then we're going to get into the main event. John Cena versus CM Punk for the Heavyweight Championship. Thing that I discussed or mentioned on my Facebook page earlier is that I'm going to go into the ending that has people up in arms. Now, CM Punk defeated John Cena to become the undisputed Heavyweight Champion. All of a sudden, Kevin Nash comes out, attacks CM Punk, and Alberto Del Rio decides he's going to take that moment to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase to become the Heavyweight Champion. Now, as I recall, it was the Money in the Bank pay-per-view that Daniel Bryan won, that during their Heavyweight Championship match, Christian was pretty much just laid out, got beat up, got destroyed by Randy Orton. And towards the end of the match, I was just waiting on the edge of my seat, listening for Daniel Bryan's music to come down. So he comes down, cashes the briefcase in, goes away the champion. But instead, they pushed it where, okay, Daniel Bryan wasn't paying attention to the match. He was doing an interview at the time. People were wondering, why wasn't he cashing it in when he had the perfect opportunity to do so? And now that Alberto Del Rio's done it, it's like, I wonder if people would have asked the same questions if he hadn't come down. I mean, when people said, well, why didn't Alberto cash in? CM Punk was in the proper environment, in the proper position to do so. Alberto Del Rio comes down. Should come down at this moment. We should be hearing his music right now. And he comes down. He pins Punk and becomes a champion. No, we don't discuss that. That hasn't been discussed. I haven't seen any comparisons between this cashing in and the possible cashing in of Daniel Bryan. All I hear is that, Oh my God, they made a mistake in booking. I don't know what they were thinking, but like they said on Raw the next night, this makes sense. CM Punk stated it. It was the right moment. I mean, CM Punk did the same thing twice, took advantage of it. Everyone, with the exception of Rob Van Dam, took advantage of the circumstance, cashed in the briefcase, and went away the champion. So Alberto Del Rio did just that based on the ending of the match. So, like I said, it may not have made sense booking-wise, but in a logistical standpoint, it made perfect sense for him to come down and cash in the briefcase. Now, I'm not sure how much I'd buy Alberto Del Rio as a champion, as world champion, but we'll see how things go in the upcoming weeks. So now we're gonna get to Monday Night Raw, which begs to answer the question: if you had a very excellent pay-per-view, skip that. We'll get back to that later. Get back to third match in that, which I mentioned earlier. Kelly versus Beth Phoenix. Now, Kelly still need a little work, but it's obviously she learned from somebody. Someone got in her head, taught her how to do stuff, because she was pulling out moves in that match that I've never seen her do before. I've seen her do things in that in the past month, year, or whatever, I haven't seen that come out of her. So she's obviously been learning the ropes from someone. Now, storyline wise, wouldn't it be great if they work into the storyline that maybe Bret Hart was teaching her? It's like she's like, Bret Hart is the best technical wrestler today, so why not go learn from him? But this was before Natty turned heel. So how would that work if Kelly stated that Bret Hart was the reason why she won that match, and how that would probably cause tension with Natty, considering the fact that Natty is one of these, okay, we're going to destroy the glamour divas now. Just armchair booking, just something to think about, just a thought in the head. So getting back to where I was going to before, if you had a great pay-per-view from the night before with an ending that people will talk about forever, and you don't really follow up on it in the next show, did it ever truly happen? I mean, Raw was, for the most part, it was okay, but there were some things that, I don't know. I mean, I think like the CM Punk Kevin Nash segment, it's been said on PWInsider.com is that he should have been focused on getting his belt back, which he should have. And at the same time, it's like, I think Kevin Nash got too used to his hype in TNA, because he came out and it's like, who are you? I mean, I know who Kevin Nash is. I know who Scott Hall is. I know who Sean Waltman is. Most people that's been watching this as long as I have know who these people are. And those people that know the inside stuff also know who these people are. But for the most part, for the WWE crowd nowadays, they don't know who these people are. I mean, if you're gonna push Kevin Nash as a person to go against CM Punk, at least put him in some matches. Show how big he is. I mean, you can't. I mean, he's been out of WWE for so long that I don't think people really know who he is, and all you've established him is as a guy that jumped CM Punk at SummerSlam. So, I don't know. The Rey Alberto match was pretty good. Good main event of the show. You can never really go wrong with a Rey Mysterio match. But the funny thing is, and I said this on my Facebook page, how telling is it that the only thing that a site like TMZ could find interesting on that entire 2 hours show is a mouse running in the background on the screen? I mean, think about it. That's of a 2 hour show. The only thing that they could find interesting out of that was a mouse running on the screen. If I'm WWE and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I had Miz and Subway, I had Alberto Del Rio as champion, I had CM Punk, I had John Cena, I have this Kevin Nash. Oh, my buddy sent me a text and he left tickets for me, but aside from that, we never really spoke in those past couple of days. How telling is it that the only thing that a website could find interesting is a mouse running on the screen? I mean, go check it out. Go check out TMZ.com for that. Go check out PW Insider site for that. You just check out information on the card in general. A mouse running on a screen gets more attention than anything else on the show, and that's a sad sign. But overall, Raw was just kind of, I don't know, just didn't feel it. I mean, I remember the days when WWE would hold WWF would hold pay-per-views, and then afterwards they never really talked about it because they expected you to buy the tape. But nowadays they don't even push that. It's not like, oh no, you got to have this big superstar. You got to go get this on video. They don't do that anymore. And they put things out on iTunes and things of that nature pretty quickly, so it's not like they can't continue to build on it. So I don't know what was going on, but the Raw following a SummerSlam should be one of those sit down and must watch moments that you wonder where they're going next, not a sit down, watch it and just be like, okay, I get it, I understand, I think, I hope. Is there Cliff Notes versions for this? So I don't have to watch 2 hours of this. It was just that. I don't know. So yes, that's about it. Later on in the week, going to have my America's Got Talent show, and it's going to be going over the wild cards. Just saw the show a while ago. We'll go into that tomorrow. Save that for the AGT show instead of this one, because this is going to be the wrestling related show. Before I go, I had a friend of mine mention the background here. I mean, granted, I'm sitting in a basement, and aren't we all accused of being basement dwellers when it comes to talking about wrestling? But someone mentioned the background of how it looks. It's like they say I should have something behind me or something to block what's going on behind me. And I guess I want your opinion about that. It's like, does this look like, does this distract you from watching these segments? Does this distract you from enjoying these segments when what the background is the way it is? If you agree with that, just let me know. If you don't agree with that, let me know. If you don't care, let me know that too. Just if you like I said before, if you want to drop me a comment, you'll see a box down here. If you're viewing me through a phone, there's a thing in there someplace. Drop me an email, agurrier@yahoo.com. That's AGOURRIER@yahoo.com. You'll see a graphic on here. Check me out on Facebook at my name, Albert Gurrier. Like I said, you also see a graphic on here for that. And just let me know if I need to if I need to redo my background. Should I put something up behind me? It's like any feedback that you give me is very much appreciated. So that being said, like I said, AGT later in the week. Next week, two possibilities I might go into, depending on how the wrestling goes in the next week. But there's a couple of topics I've been throwing around the head, so one of those are definitely going to get used next week, like I said, pending anything else happening in that time frame. So, for Albert Gurrier, this is Slammin' Synapses, saying so long, good night, have a great day. So long from ringside. Goodbye, everybody.